Welcome to this lesson this morning, and the lesson is an English lesson for P7 Term 1. P7 Term 1. The topic still is the very first topic in P7, which is school holidays. School holidays. However, you may wonder, you're saying school holidays, but we are seeing strange words on the board. Yeah. The words you saw on the board are showing you the subtopic under that very topic. And that subtopic is holiday activities. The subtopic we are looking at today is holiday activities. I'm Teacher Mande, taking you through this lesson of P7 English, Term 1, like I've told you. Our topic of school holidays and the subtopic, holiday activities. Like any other topic or subtopic in English, the first thing we take into consideration is the vocabulary part. Why vocabulary? You may wonder, why do you start with the vocabulary? The vocabulary is a summary of the new words we are going to be using in that specific topic. So any topic starts with a vocabulary list, and in that vocabulary list, you look at the new words that feature in the structures, in the comprehension, in the composition part of that very topic. Because every topic in English has its structures, its comprehension, and its composition. So the very words you see here will feature a lot in our structures in this subtopic, again, in the comprehension of this subtopic, and in the composition. You may need to use them when writing your compositions in this very subtopic. So in our vocabulary list today, we take a look at these words, plus some others obviously. We choose those that are key in the subtopic. So our first word here is tour. We have tour. Next is farm. Then study. We have cook. Yeah, it's familiar, you know. Cook. Then trip. From trip we have interesting. Interesting. After interesting we have the word vacation. Vacation. Then bash. What is bash? Camp. Begin, which is also familiar. I think, yeah, there is no child in P7 who is finding this word really new if you have been studying for more than 7 years. Nursery, P1, P2, P7. This is not the first time to hear the word begin. Okay, begin is one of the new words we are looking at in this subtopic, called activities. Then visit. Visit, revise, enjoy, exciting, chores. Chores. Sounds a bit strange. Chores. Last in this column we have fair, which is F-A-R-E, fair. I remember learning about it in P6 and P5. It's coming back in this subtopic, called activities. The word is fair, F-A-R-E. Next is revision. Revision. After revision we have concert. What is concert? Then show. From show we have housework. Housework, check the way it was written. Strictly one word, housework. After housework, we have nice. Nice. Report. And finally, in that list, routine. The final word is routine. Let's go through once more. You can read after me, or you can take your time and go through the list by yourself. We go this time faster and louder. Tour, farm, study, cook, trip, interesting, which is written with a silent E here. Between T and R, we have a silent E in interesting. We don't pronounce it, but we write it. That's why I call it a silent E. Interesting. Vacation, bash, come, then begin, visit, revise, enjoy, exciting, chores, fair, revision, concert, show, housework, nice, report, and finally, routine. That's our vocabulary list. Here, we have a note telling us to take turns with a friend and read the above words aloud. Aloud. Aloud is different from aloud. Aloud means loudly. So the instructions are telling you to take turns with your friend and read the above words aloud. After rereading the words aloud, you are mastering the pronunciation. Yes, to a certain extent, even the spellings of those different new words. You may have spotted words that are familiar to you in the list. Now give most of your concentration to the words that are very strange. You've seen any strange word? Give it your time. If you're a candidate or a semi-candidate, take time to get your dictionary. The dictionary we recommend is Oxford Advanced Learners or Longman Dictionary of Contemporary English. Maybe even Macmillan Dictionary for Advanced Learners. Yes, those are very big dictionaries. They have words and the way they change to different parts of speech. That's why we recommend them for upper primary. Oxford Advanced Learners Dictionary, Macmillan Dictionary for Advanced Learners, then Longman Dictionary of Contemporary English. Use any of those dictionaries to look up the new words you have seen and get the exact dictionary definitions of those individual words. Allow me to take you to the next part of our lesson, and this is the part of the definitions. We are supposed to master these definitions. Why definitions? I've never seen a question in English asking a child to define what is the meaning of the word study. Define the word study. You'll never find such a question in English. Now we may wonder why the teacher is giving us definitions that are never asked in exams. We want to widen your vocabulary. You need to widen your vocabulary. That's why the teacher gives you the definitions of these words. Again, there is a part in English which asks targeting definitions of words. Rewrite the sentences below, giving one word for the underlined group of words. In most cases, those underlined words or the underlined group of words are got from the vocabulary list. So you need to give it attention, get the definitions clear, so you'll be able to pass that part. There's also a part in section B of our work where they tell us to write another word, a group of words with the same meaning as the underlined word, let's say in the passage or in the poem. So basically, that's the reason we have to define the words, and we see or we identify the parts of speech where they belong. There are 8 parts of speech. They have always been taught in P1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Things you call nouns, adjectives, adverbs, verbs themselves, interjections, conjunctions, and so on and so forth. Those are called parts of speech. So let's look at number 1, which is the word study itself. Study is not a noun as shown in brackets, is a verb. It will be a noun depending on how it is used, but for now, according to this meaning, we are defining study as a verb. Study as a verb, what does it mean? To study is to learn about something by reading. To study is to learn about something by reading. Yes, if you are studying, it means you are learning a lot through reading. Sometimes we use it in our instructions in English. Study the information below. Study the information below and answer the questions that follow in full sentences. You are going to learn what is in that information. by reading, that is studying. Word 2 is farm. Which farm are we defining? We are defining farm, which is a noun. Our aim stands for a noun in this lesson. Where you see aim in brackets, just know that teacher is now teaching about a noun, or defining a noun. What is a farm? A farm is a place where crops, fish, or animals are bred. Farm, which is a noun, means a place where crops, fish, or animals are bred. In this definition, you can talk of an example like, my father has a large farm in Liantonde. My father has a large farm in Liantonde. They are using the word farm as a noun, a name of anything. A noun is a name of anything. So if I say, my father has a large farm in Liantonde, I'll have used the farm as a noun. Next, we also have another definition of farm. Another definition of farm, which is a verb. You can use farm as a noun and farm as a verb. Farm as a verb means to use a piece of land for growing crops and rearing animals. To use a piece of land for growing crops and rearing animals. Farm as a verb means to use a piece of land for growing crops and rearing animals. It's a common vocabulary or common word in P4, P5 science, even P6 farming. Okay. Our word word 3 is tour. Tour. What is a tour? A tour, which is a noun. A tour, which can also be a verb, as we're going to see in word formation and transformation. Tour, which is a noun, means a journey made for pleasure. You've ever gone for a tour, and I believe whoever has ever been on a tour enjoyed that tour. So a tour is a journey made for pleasure. Next, we have camp, which is a noun. But I said most of these words you see here can change to different parts of speech. We are going to be forming different words from the very words we are defining here, or from other words that are in the vocabulary list. Camp, which is a noun, means a place where young people go on holiday so as to participate in various activities. A camp is a place where young people go on holiday to participate in various activities. Participate. Participate. What is to participate? Another word to mean participate is take part. Take part. To take part in various activities. That is a camp. Usually, like there's a book I read, and a kid was explaining how he enjoyed a youth camp he attended in a certain holiday. It was holiday time, and his parents decided to take him for a youth camp. He really enjoyed it. So we're saying a camp is a place where young people go on holiday so as to participate or to take part in various activities. Another word to mean various is diverse. Use a dictionary like I said at the beginning. Diverse. D-I-V-E-R-S-E. Diverse. Diverse means various. If you don't want to use various, I mean diverse, you can talk of many different. Let's fit it in that sentence and we see whether it works. So as to participate in many different activities. Yeah, it does work. Various means many, different, or diverse. Either many different or diverse can work. Let's go ahead to the next word or the next vocabulary according to our list, which is visit. This time we are defining visit as a verb. To visit somebody is to stay in that very place for a short time. Or to visit is to stay somewhere for a short time. Or to go and see somebody, sometimes in most cases for a very short time, that is to visit. We are going to form other words from visit when we reach that part of word formation and transformation. Next, we have the word begin, which is a verb. Begin as a verb is to start doing something. I don't want to take a lot of time explaining begin. To start doing something is to begin. We are in P7, and it's begin must not be a strange word to you if you have been listening to your teacher. Like I said, refer to the dictionary where you feel you need more to learn more about the given word. Concert is a public performance of music. A concert is a public performance of music. You ever attended a music concert and was performed from the public? Some schools organize concerts at school, inter-house music concerts, and kids participate. Kids from different houses come represent those specific houses in that concert. Next is number 8, where we are defining the word show. This show we are defining is a noun. Much as we also have show, which can be a verb. This time we are defining show as a noun. What is a show? A show is a theater performance. It may be music, it may be a play, it may be a film. As long as it is performed from a theater, it is a show. And that is a show as a noun. Our next word we are defining is cook, and that is one who prepares food. The person who prepares food is a cook. You have cooks, some people have cooks at home. In most cases, maids perform that double as maids and cooks as well. Then at school, we have cooks who are always stationed in the kitchens and doing all that work the right way to make sure that we get our meals well prepared and in time. So those are cooks. They are the ones who prepare food. Word 10 is revise, which is a verb. Revise, the verb to revise. To revise is to prepare for an examination by reading or going through one's notes. To prepare for an examination by reading or going through your notes. That is to revise. You've ever revised? When the teacher pins the timetable up on your notes board in the classroom, the next step, even if there are no instructions given by the teacher, a serious child knows, I must do this. Revise. I must revise. You have to prepare for an examination by reading or going through your notes. We will say you are now revising. Revise is a verb, as you see in brackets. The next word we are defining is chores. Chores. What are chores? Chores are those activities that you do on a regular basis. Those activities you do on a regular basis or regularly are chores. Check the spelling of regularly. I have taught different classes in different schools, and this word is a challenge to children. The spelling of regularly, R-E-G-U-L-A-R-L-Y. We normally leave out that last L, and in the end we fail, because you'll never get anything right if the spelling is wrong. So those are chores, activities done regularly. We talk about house chores, domestic chores. Those are domestic activities that are done on a regular basis. Housework is our next word. Like I said in the vocabulary list as we were reading aloud, housework is a noun and is written as one word. Housework is written as one word. What is housework? They are the duties involved in taking care of a home. Whatever you do as a way of taking care of your home is called housework. There are different duties here where there is mopping, sweeping, cleaning the sideboards, and many other household items. As long as it is involved in taking care of our home, it is done to take care of our home, it is housework. You are doing housework. Sometimes people call it house chores, which is okay. House chores, two separate words, then housework, one word, but both are nouns. Both are nouns. 13. The word interesting should not be strange. It's an adjective. Adjectives are words that we use to describe nouns or to modify nouns. So interesting is an adjective. We say letter E after T is a silent letter. This E after T is silent. Written but not mentioned. If you are using your mouth to mention the word interesting, forget about E. If you are writing the same word, remember that E. Interesting is an adjective. Let's look at the definition of interesting. An interesting thing attracts one's attention because it is unusual. It is unusual or exciting. Unusual or exciting. If something is interesting, it is attractive to your attention because it is unusual. Unusual means strange. Unusual means strange. It is both strange and exciting, and because of that, it is attracting your attention. Then it is exciting. Interesting. It is interesting. You've read interesting stories. Stories that are unusual. Stories that are attractive to your attention. And stories that are exciting. What is this unusual? Unusual means strange. Yes, unusual is the same as strange. Strange things are unusual things. Unusual things are strange things. Strange or new to you or unusual. Okay, that is interesting. Our next word is vacation. Vacation. What is a vacation? It's a very long holiday when one is away from school or university. I added these words because there are many holidays we can talk about in Uganda or in the world. We have public holidays, like we have Easter. You cannot call Easter a vacation. Easter is a public holiday. Easter weekend is a public holiday. We have Eid. Eid is a public holiday, but you cannot call it a vacation. So a vacation is connected to schools or universities. In other words, if it is a Heroes' Day, it's no vacation. If it is a school holiday, especially that which comes at the end of a course. For example, after P7, we will go for a vacation. After P7, after doing our PLE, we will have a vacation. And that is a very long holiday when you are away from school or from university. In this case, I would say when you are away from school, because you are not a university student, you're not a campusser. Talk about university. However, campusers or university students also have their vacations. Nowadays, people have a tendency of shortening it to VAC. When you hear someone say, I'm in my VAC, VAC, here, you know they are talking about a vacation. I'm in my vacation. We are going to form many more words from the word vacation. That will be the part of word formation and transformation. You'll enjoy it. You will see different words that are like sons and daughters to Mr. Vac or Madam Vac or vacation. 15 is bash. What's a bash? It's a very large party or celebration. A bash is a very large party or celebration. It's here, it's a noun. Let's go to the last two words in our list today. Where we have fair, which fair is now a noun. But today, I'll talk about another word, another definition of fair. Only that we wrote one The other one will come as a supplement to this. Fare, which fare is a noun and means the money you pay for transport by public means. You want to travel by bus from Kampala, let's say to Mbale, and you are charged an amount of, let's say, 25,000 shillings. This 25,000 shillings will be your fare from Kampala to Mbale. 25,000 shillings, the money you pay for transport by public means. In Kampala, fares are very low because the distance you cover from, let's say, Nakawa to Kampala is very short. So they charge a very low fare compared to people who travel to up-country towns like Mbale, Masaka, Mutukula, Luwero, and Nakasongola, etc. So fare is money you pay for transport by public means. Next we have this word, is a report. Yeah, report. What is a report? It's a written statement about the people's work and conduct at school. At the end of every term, your teacher gives you a report. Sometimes they add the word card, a report card. However, report alone carries full meaning. Report means a written statement about the people's work and conduct at school. English, 70 this, SST, 60 this, mathematics, 90 what, then science, this, RE, art and crafts, cafe, music, all those are included in the report. Sometimes teachers go ahead to grade you according to your behavior or your discipline. The general observation of that teacher about your discipline can be included in your report card or in your report. That's why we add the conduct, your work and conduct at school. Work, what you have been doing from the class. Then conduct, the general observation from the class teacher, how he has been seeing you, the way you do other activities inside and outside the classroom. That's your conduct. Finally, we are here to look at the word formation and transformation. I'm even rub off because this requires a lot of your attention. You need to pay full attention. Because you've already seen questions in English that come and they ask you to use the correct form of the word given in brackets to complete a given sentence. Use the correct form of the word in brackets to complete, let's say, each of the sentences below. Normally, those questions are from number 1, between number 1 and number 15 in our English paper. Any standard paper has questions about word formation and transformation between number 1 and number 15. Question 1 to question 15. So let's give all the remaining time in this lesson to word formation and transformation. Here, we're going to look at the very first word, which is study. Study. Like the teacher told you, study is a verb. Study is a verb. Now, which other words can we form from study, which is a verb? You may form a noun, you may form an adverb, you may form another verb, you may form an adjective. Those are the parts of speech I'm talking about now. So let's look at the very first word you can form from study. Should be another verb, which is studies, which is a verb or a noun. Yes. Joel studies mathematics every day. I repeat, Joel studies mathematics every day. I'm using studies as a verb. Then I can say, Joel has missed studies for more than a week. That is now studies as a noun. Joel has missed studies for more than a week. I have used studies as a noun. Our next word from study can be this very word, which is study. S-T-U-D. Check the spelling. Y-O-U. ing. And this is a verb. Study. A verb in its ing form. Or now tense, as we taught in P3, Introduction to Verbs and Tenses. Study is another word you can form from study, which is a verb. Then we have this student, brackets. What should we call it? Student. Student is another noun from study. One who studies is a student. Yeah, simple as that. One who studies is a student. Student has its plural form, which I will not write. We just learn from the student. Now, the singular is student, then the plural is students. You simply add s. Let's look at our next word in this part of word formation and transformation, which next word is farm. We say the farm according to our list is a noun as well as a verb. Noun stroke verb, or noun or verb. So which other words can we form from farm? We can form farming. Farming, yes. And this is a noun. You may wonder, farming is a noun? Yes, farming is a noun as well as a verb still. Yes. Farming can be a noun, can be a verb. Our next word from farm should be farm. F-A-R-M-E-R. Farmer. And this is a noun. A person who does this noun, a verb. Farming. A person who does the activity of farming is a farmer, growing crops and rearing animals or keeping animals. We also have F-A-R-M-S. F-A-R-M-S. Farms, either a noun or a verb. Farms. Large farms up country. We have large farms up country. That is farms as a verb. Our next word we are going to use to form other words is the word tour. T-O-U-R. Tour, which is a noun or a verb. Maybe using tour as a noun in my sentence. The holiday makers have gone on a tour. That's tour as a noun. The holiday makers have gone on a tour. Or tour as a verb. The holiday makers have gone to tour the source of the river Nile. The holiday makers have gone to tour the source of the river Nile. That is tour as a verb. Let's have another one which is T-O-U-R-S. T-O-U-R-S, tours, which is also either a noun or a verb. James tours national parks every holiday. That's a verb. James tours national parks every holiday. In other words, he goes there for pleasure. Then James pays for tours every holiday. That's now tours as a noun. James pays for tours every holiday. That is a noun in our sentence, tours. Which other word can we form from tour? We can form the word tourism. Tourism, which is a noun. It's an abstract noun, tourism. Normally our president, P.7 talks about the tourism industry and is using tourism as a noun in that expression, the tourism industry. Tourism, yes, tourism in East Africa. When teachers talk about tourism in East Africa and SST, they are using tourism as a noun. People who are so much involved in this are known as the tourists. Tourists are the ones who tour different places. Tourists. So you can have tourist singular, which is a noun, meaning a person who tours. And that is a tourist. Our next word is visit, V-I-S-I-T, V-I-S-I-T, visit, and this is a verb. No, not simple verb only. It can as well be a noun. Let's try using them in a sentence to show the difference between visit a noun and visit a verb. Visit. I will visit Mombasa in December. Visit as a verb. I will visit Mombasa in December. That's visit, a verb. I can use it as almost the same sentence, but I change visit to a noun. I will have a visit to Mombasa. Now I'm using visit as a verb. A visit to Mombasa in December. I will have a visit to Mombasa in December. You can also talk about, I'll pay you a visit next week. I will pay you a visit next week. That's a noun. Change to a verb. I'll visit you next week. I will visit you next week. Which words can we form from visit? We can form words like visitation, which is a noun. Visitation, a noun. Visitor, this is an abstract noun. Nouns you cannot see, you cannot touch. Visitation. Then visitor is a common noun. You can see it, you can touch it. You can see a visitor, you can touch a visitor. That's why we call this a common noun. Visitor is another noun. From visit, visitation, visitor. The pronoun is visitors. Then visiting, visiting. And the next word is visited. Then the everyday tense, which is visits. Most children miss out this. V-I-S-I, the second I. Be careful. Never miss out that I. Between S and T. In visit, there is a word sit. I repeat. Inside the word visit or visitor or visitors, there is a word sit. S-I-T. Never forget that part. We are still looking at word formation and transformation in our vocabulary lesson of this subtopic of holiday activities. So let's look at other words we can form from the new words we are looking at today. So next word we have begin. Begin, which is a verb. Begin. We can form other words for begin as beginning. Now ing is beginning. Beginning is either a verb or a noun, depending on how it has been used in your sentence. Let me show you one example before you think of yours. Beginning as a verb. Beginning a story is not easy in an English lesson. Beginning a story is not easy in an English lesson. That's now beginning as a verb. Beginning a story is not easy in an English lesson. Then use beginning as a noun. I will see you at the beginning of the year. I will see you at the beginning of the... I'm using beginning as a noun in my sentence. I will see you at the beginning of the year. That is maybe January or mid-January there. That's beginning. So the opposite of beginning as a noun. The opposite, we use this symbol. I use it to mean opposite. Beginning as a noun has its opposite as end. This time not ending, but end. The beginning of the term, that is a noun. Then the end of the term, and that is another noun. So the opposite of beginning is end, if beginning has been used as a noun. Our next word we can form from begin is beginner. Sorry. Beginner. Who is a beginner? One who is doing something for the first time is a beginner, and that is a noun. Then we have begins, which is another verb in everyday tense. Oh, the present simple, usually in the present simple. Began. Begin. Sorry, begins. Next we have begun, which is a verb. And this is the past participle. It's a verb in its past participle. The past participle where most children feel challenged. Began. Which comes after verbs like have begun with you, or has begun with you, or had begun with you, will have begun, etc. All those are called sentences in the, forms, not forms. Sentences that have the word begun, which appears in the past participle form, must have, or has, or had. Don't forget about that. Our next word to form from begin is again began. B-E-G-A-N. Here we have looked at began with you, which is a verb in its past participle. And we are saying the past participle is that form of a verb which comes after words like, helping verbs like have, has, or had, and other helping verbs as long as they fit in the sentence. Commonly used in a tense known as the present perfect. That's where you expect the past participle. The present perfect, also the future perfect, as well as the past perfect. So most perfect tenses will come the past participle form of the verb, that is began with you. Then began with a has, is a verb as well in its past simple. In the past simple, we don't require any helping verb unless it is used in other forms like, some people call it the emphatic form of the. If someone is trying to lay emphasis on what he's saying, he can use a helping verb in the past. But in normal sentences, we rarely encourage you to use helping verbs when you're talking about a sentence in the past simple. That's why we use began. For example, we began the lesson 4 minutes ago. We began the lesson 4 minutes ago. If I say we began the lesson 4 minutes ago, my sentence is in the past simple. It doesn't require any helping verb. That's why I'm using began with letter A. Hope that is understood. Our next word is show, which is a noun, and it has other words that are formed from it, where we have shows, showing, shown, showed. Where shows can be either a verb or a noun, depending on how it has appeared or how it has been used in the sentence. Shows as a noun. We attend music shows every week. We attend music shows every week. That cinema, that video hall shows wonderful films. That is a verb. That video hall shows wonderful films. I've used the shows as a verb. Let's go to showing, which is the ing form of the verb to show. Ing form of verb to show. Next is shown. Shown is the past participle form of the verb to show. As you see here, the past participle appears after a helping verb like has, have, and had. So after has, have, or had, talk of the past participle, which is shown. Next word we form from show is showed, which is a verb, and it's a verb in the past tense. In the past tense we talk of showed, S-H-O-W-E-D. Let's look at our next word from word formation and transformation. Words that can give birth to other words. Yes, I've used that terminology, giving birth to other words. So we have the root word as revise, forming other words from revise. We talk of revision, which is a noun. Revision. I did a lot of revision last week. I did a lot of revision last week. That's a noun. Revision is an abstract noun. Our next word is revising. We form revising from revise. Revising is a verb, but in which tense is it? It's in what you use to call the now tense, or the ing form of revise, which is revising, ing. It's a verb in its ing form, revising, or the now tense as used to call it in middle primary. In P7, we shall commit no crime when we call it the present participle. The present participle is a verb in its ing form. Can you imagine? What you used to call the now tense is now called the present participle. Of revise, it is revising. Then revised is another verb you can form from revise, which is also a verb in infinitive. This is infinitive. This is the present participle. This is the everyday tense as we normally call it in primary, or the present is used in the present simple. Then revised is the past tense of revise. Revised is the past tense of revise and is also a verb. Next, we have a word enjoy. E-N-J-O-Y, enjoy. Which words can we form from enjoy? We can form what enjoy is a verb. Which words can we form from enjoy? We can form words like enjoying, which is a verb. We are forming the different parts of speech from given words. Then enjoyed, which is another verb. Enjoys, and this is also a verb. We can form enjoyment, and this is a noun, an abstract noun. An abstract noun from enjoy is enjoyment. What else? It's my short form and should be used to that because it is common in your dictionary as well. Exciting is an adjective. It's an adjective, that's the part of speech where it belongs. We can form excited, which is another adjective. ADJ, adjective, exciting. We can talk about an exciting book. An exciting book. If you read an exciting book, it makes you feel excited. I repeat, if you read an exciting book, which is an adjective, it makes you feel excited. But you can talk about an excited child, a child who is excited. Next, we have another word which is excites. Excited can be an adjective as well as a verb. Yes, excites is a verb from excite. Next, we can talk about excited plus a word. And obviously this is an ADV, and that is adverb. Excitedly. He read the story excitedly, meaning with a lot of excitement. He read the story excitedly. Excitedly is an adverb. Excitedly is an adverb. Adverbs are words that are used to describe or to talk more about verbs, like the word sounds. Adverb. They add more information to the verb. If I say he read the story excitedly, meaning I'm adding more information to the verb read. How did he read the story? He read it excitedly. Our next word is, in fact, it's the second last. Yeah, should be the second last. Vacation. Vacation, which is a noun. Which words can we form from vacation? We can talk about vacation, which is another noun. A person who is enjoying a vacation or who is on vacation is a vacationer. If you don't want to call that person a vacationer, you can call him or her a vacationist. This is the origin of the other word you normally use. Which word? Vacist. I'm a vacist. I'm in my back. Vacist is what people use to mean vacationist. Vacationist. A vacationist is a vacationer or is one who is on holiday. That is a vacation, especially that long holiday after a course or after a class, end of year vacation. Your P5, you have completed P5 and you're now in your holiday, look over vacation. You have completed P6, P7, you're now waiting for your results, you're now in your vacation. From vacation to vacationer, which is a noun, or vacationist, and these words have the same meaning. The very last word we are going to look at is bash. B-A-S-H. It's a noun. Bash is a noun. We said a bash is a very large party. Yes, a very large party, and that's a bash. We have the word bashful. Single L. Bashful, which is an A-D-J. What does bashful mean? You may wonder. It's not connected to this when you read the meaning, but it's formed from bash. Imagine. Bashful. Bashful means shy. If you are bashful, you are shy. Or timid. Yes, timid. From bash to bashful, which means shy or timid. Which other word can we form from bash, which is a noun? We can form another noun, which is an abstract noun, and that is bashful, single L, ness, double S. It's an abstract noun. Bashfulness, that should be shyness, or the element of being timid is called bashfulness, which is an abstract noun. Having gone through all that list of words and how they can change to other words, I believe you are at the right level to complete those how many questions, how many numbers. We have 16 questions and all are connected to this. So you have to pay attention. If you have been attentive, you will not find problems attempting that exercise on page 15 of your workbook. I wish you success as you do that. Thanks for watching and following this lesson. See you in the next one. This is Teacher Monday, P7 English. See you.